I saw Dumb Money early. Here is what I have to say. Honestly, it is not a bad movie. It is a relatively accurate account of what we all lived through. Few things that were interesting. 1. Superstonk, as many expected, was completely left out. 2. At the end of the movie, the only protagonist who didn't make money is one who held. All others besides DFV sold. 3. They don't outright say Kenny lied under oath, but they absolutely allude to it. The overall portrayal of the main antagonists is pretty accurate. They don't try to save face for them. They don't sugarcoat it. Honestly, I wanted to hate this movie. But it is well done. Funny and as accurate as you can expect something from Hollywood to be. I expected a disinformation campaign and was pleasantly surprised. I think this film will be good to get the public's attention back on GME. But only time will tell. Cheers. Edit. This post blew up a couple FAQs I want to address. 1. Our Superstonk was created March 15, 2021. The timeline Dumb Money covers ends approximately March 10, 2021. Thus, any current DD from our Superstonk, including this sub itself, is not mentioned. This also explains no mention of DRS, as that was not a well-known option back then. Too much of the criticism I have and foresee others having can be explained by the above timeline. Issue. Our Superstonk wasn't cut out. This movie is the story of Keith Gill, and his story ends with radio silence in March of 2021. Our Superstonk did not exist in the timeline of this story. Just keep that in mind. 3. Keep an open mind. Sure, it is easy to nitpick and criticize this movie. We all lived through what they are depicting. But let's remember, The Big Short was not a documentary. It was an educational comedy. Dumb Money is no different. 4. Do what you want. But I think Ape's going to watch this movie, and giving it money cannot and will not hurt GME. Everyone knows MSM won't say anything remotely truthful about GME. If anything at all, Dumb Money is the most relevant and easily digestible way to get GME back into the public dialogue. Buying a ticket and watching it will lead to more ads. Will lead to more viewers. Lastly, I want to try to make some sort of call to action here. Mods and members, leave reviews in public places, funneling viewers who may be interested in GME to this sub instead of that weird USB stick sub. Perhaps a joint effort to have the most upvoted post with the title Dumb Money on Reddit. So if anyone looks up Dumb Money, they will find our Superstonk. Just some food for thought. Did it give a sense of it's all over now? That could be what they're angling for. That CNBC guy didn't like it, so it was probably not bad. Did they mention that people like Robinhood turned off the buy button? I didn't like Pete Davidson character DFV's brother. But did they say the naked shorts never closed their positions? Does DFV say I am not a cat in the movie? So they tried to portray that if you hodl you end up losing? Seems like they wanna make sure with a fake squeeze everyone paper hands. Kinda glad they didn't mention this place. It's past its glory days. Now it's just this is it guys posts, and how are they getting away with this posts lol. Did anyone eat a jar of mayo or put a banana up their beehole? Was it crowded? Wall Street Gamble's sub was where everyone was at the time, so it's not surprising that soup or stunk isn't mentioned. I just saw it too, and I am very pleased with it. 2. It's not that she didn't make money. I think her debt at the beginning was much higher. Not sure. Would have to watch again. I wasn't gonna see it until I heard Kenneth Cordeal Griffin was taking issue with the way he was portrayed. Now I'm gonna see it 2 times. Just to be sure. Not sure why you would even think this sub would be mentioned when it had nothing to do with the event the movie is portraying. It's not over. Never was. Price was always wrong. Ken lied under oath. You lost me at the guy who held was the only one who lost money. So when this movie is released, everyone who sees it is gonna circle back to me and ask if I'm still holding GME. Then they are gonna pin me in their head as a loser. Based on the movie they just saw. It only the beginning and I'm one that HODLS and buys at least once a month. Zen until the sequel. Did they show when SHF turned off the buy button? With films based on real people, usually Hollywood casts actors who are far better looking than their real-life counterparts. This is quite an odd exception to that rule, wherein the real Keith Gill is a far more attractive than the actor playing him. Why are there so many of these posts? It's not over. We could watch movies when we can afford to buy whiskey. Great. The only one that didn't make money was the one that held. Years of every financial institution preaching about buying and holding every buffet out there. Saying the same thing, and now all of a sudden when the one stock that can shoot up $20 in a day after split, which happened this year, BTW, is now the worst thing in the world. Why would I watch such BS? Thanks for the input. I might check it out down the road. I haven't seen it. I don't plan to see it. Here's my take. Instead of 200,000 people watching a dumb movie, DRS book a share or two. Big fucking numbers. How was the dark pool explained? I guess the damage is in the title and that it's about GameStop. Everything else is just pure stocking filler. How would you say it held up next to the Apes Together strong docu? Under what timeline exactly does the movie end? Does it end around January 27th? February 24th? March 10th? Those were all big dates. It's gonna be like when people watched Forrest Gump and thought, damn it, I should have bought myself some Apple. And they walked out of the theater without buying some APL and then watched it 20 years later. Going ooh. You know, we could always sign into IMDb and flood the reviews with check out Superstonk on Reddit for more info. This is the way. Did it mention DRS? If they don't point anything about Kenny Cordeal Griffin lying under oath, then I don't care. This movie can take a piss. And wasn't DFV's bro painted in a negative light? Thought I read he posted out several inaccuracies. Okay, question for people who also saw it early. Was there a problem with the theater, my eyes, or was the movie very dark? Like dim. A lot of the shots were from light coming from behind, which made it hard for my eyes to focus on people's faces. Did anyone else notice? Could have just been a me thing. But does it mention DRS at all? What numbers showed up on the ticker? Thanks, we'll consider watching it. When release? Steve Cohen is zero laid by Private Pile? Ha 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 ha. It's probably because all other guilty parties, let's be real, it's not just the bad guy Kenny and Fatsit are the ones invested in this. So they throw Kenny under the bus while making us look bad. Boner alert. Didn't this sub only form well after the squeeze? Huh, they've got Bucky Barnes playing boy from Bulgaria. Interesting. Did they say how GME is currently on sale and how much fun it is to buy more every week? Run through lightning with your dick out. They insinuate that DFV sold as well, with the present he gives to his brother at the end. There's no such thing as bad publicity. So I can dress up as an ape and stand in line for a ticket?